Guys, don't delay. Galaxy Z Fold 6, Flip 6, some of the exclusive colors are back ordered already. If you haven't already pre-ordered, they are the white, which is crazy because I didn't think a lot of people would want the white, but yeah, white and the black are already pushed back. Thank you to Medium M Mosley, Mr. Mosley, telling me about that and showing that off. That is pretty wild. So link down below to take advantage of the pre-order and all the deals and trade-in offers and everything that comes with it. So don't delay, supports the site as well. And you're gonna get some great, crazy deals on the Flip 6, the Fold 6, the Watch Ultra, the Watch 7, the Buds 3, Buds 3 Pro, the Ring, all kinds of stuff. Check it out down below. First story of the day, though, has to do with this, and that is the headset that's going to be coming out that's just like the Apple Vision Pro, but from Samsung. We've been hearing about this a little bit ever since, and it looks like development on it is going to start, at least to developers, in October, but it's going to launch to customers in March. They'll have a special event for this and let us know all about whatever Samsung's headset is going to end up being called. Now, this versus an Apple Vision Pro, there's a couple things I would take from it. I would expect that the Samsung version will probably be much, much reduced in price. You know, if the Apple Vision Pro is going for $3,500, I expect the Samsung one to be $1,500 to $2,000. Why? It's just a number I'm coming up with. It could be a lot less than that. I just think they're going to be somewhere like 50% less than what you can get with an Apple Vision Pro. The other nice thing is it's going to get all of the, most likely anyway, you would think, Samsung, Google apps, Microsoft apps, all of that stuff will probably be built right in. What I mean by that, like YouTube is an awesome app and there's a ton of content on there. There's VR content, there's 3D content. You can't view that stuff on the Apple Vision Pro. They don't have a dedicated app for it. You have to basically use a browser or download some kind of third-party browser that isn't really fully a YouTube app and doesn't give you all the features that a YouTube app would. And that could be a killer app just directed towards Samsung's XR, extended reality headset. So there's some nice things that are going to be pulled out from this. The thing I love the Apple Vision Pro. It's really, really cool. It's great for movies. It's great for like kind of making yourself feel like you're in a different environment, but it still doesn't have a killer app. It needs a killer app. And I have a really tough time thinking of what a killer app would be for these devices. For me, I think what I would really, really want is to be able to be in some kind of world and walk around with my friends in a virtual sense and talk to them and play games. And you can do some of that stuff, but it's still rudimentary. It's not super exciting to do on there. It just really needs to be there needs to be cool places to hang out all the time that are interactive and that you can go places with and play stupid games as well. There's a lot of growth there, but I'm excited about this one because this Samsung XR headset could be a super game changer for the Android side, since we don't really have, we have the Facebook, the Meta one, but this could really make some big jumps and leaps and things like that. This tweet kind of surprised me. It says that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 felt really stiff when unfolding. It's going to require firm pressure to open. The OnePlus Open, on the other hand, feels easier to unfold and less stiff. I will upload folding and unfolding comparison video later on X. And I know when I played with the Z Fold 6 in that really short limited time for about basically like an hour, nothing popped into my head saying, oh, this is difficult to open. This feels too tight. This feels too loose. It felt, honestly, again, very short time. It felt like a Z Fold 5 opening to me. And maybe it's going to be tighter when I really get my hands on it, or a little bit looser. I would assume it's probably going to be a little bit tighter because the Z Fold 5s that I have is over a year old. But I definitely didn't have any, preconceived thoughts or feelings that this didn't feel right, and that it was a lot tighter than any other phone that I had opened that's a folding phone. I just didn't feel that. So unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to disagree with this guy's comment, his tweet. And I do agree that the crease on the OnePlus Open is much reduced versus the Z Fold 6, but that's really not a big deal. But the overall, hinge moving, closing, I didn't notice any difference. If you've played with the Z Fold 6 or have one, let us know if you think the hinge feels too tight. It's happening. It should happen on January 19th. I should be receiving all of my pre-order for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. At least that's what UPS is telling me. So before I show you the screenshot, UPS is, if you go to UPS, you sign up for an account, you can track your upcoming packages, even if you don't have a tracking number. And Samsung's using UPS this time, at least here in America. And when you sign up, you can go into your tracking, and then like basically the shipments that are coming to your house. Basically, it shows that it's coming from Samsung. It gives me my tracking number, which I'm not showing you guys, but it shows my tracking number. They're using second day air. It weighs 1.20 pounds, and the reference numbers, it does show those, but when I look at it, it's actually the order number for my order. That's what the reference number is. Now, 1.20 pounds is really, really light. So I'm curious to think maybe this might not be everything, because I ordered a watch. I ordered the Watch Ultra, the Buds 3 Pro, and I ordered the Galaxy Z Fold 6. I doubt those three things in a box weigh 1.2 pounds. I would guess it's closer to 2 or 3 pounds at that. So I'm guessing that this is probably only one of the things. If I had to guess, I'm guessing it's probably the Galaxy Watch Ultra, because when I looked at my Samsung order, it showed shipment like initiated or some progress or whatever on my watch, the watch strap. So I assume the watch is with that. So I'm guessing this probably isn't the Z Fold 6, but I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, because it's currently my only Samsung tracking number that I have. And I just hope it is, because I'd want the phone first out of all those devices. But yeah, check your UPS, see what you got going on in there. I know my wife's doesn't have a tracking number just yet either, because that would show up for me, because I think it's under my name. So let me know your thoughts on this. If you want to pre-order, everything's linked down below in the pinned comment and in the description of the video. Supports what I do, and you get great deals on the amazing Samsung lineup that for the Fold 6, Flip 6, and all the devices as well. We got a bunch of stories, but we're going to start it off with a big bang. Has to do with the Pixel Fold 2, but also probably going to end up being called the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And it has passed through Taiwanese regulation, and they show some actual real life photos of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, or Pixel Fold 2, and it looks great. It looks really, really nice. And this phone should be out in August, and some of the big takeaways from this are that it is going to have a crease that is much, much less in there. It was already not terribly bad on the regular Pixel Fold, and now on the second generation of it, it gets even better. It's probably, at least from these photos, it looks probably a little bit better than the Z Fold 6 crease, which I know some people freak out about this, but it's really not that big a deal. But I do want to point it out that the crease is barely there at this point. Some other interesting tidbits about the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Google's gonna move the camera, the inner camera selfie, to the corner of the screen, which was already hinted at by earlier renders. The new square camera design arrangement appears in this as well, which I actually like. I think it looks pretty cool. I mentioned the display decrease already on there, meaning it's basically not there anymore. Also, the phone is also lying flat in these photos. The first generation Pixel Fold did have a little bit of it didn't lay 100% flat. It was a little bit crooked, and this is nice that it's not going to be like that anymore. Also, the slimmer top and the bottom bezels on the inside display on the Pixel Fold 2. Physically, it's a really, really nice upgrade. It's got bigger displays on the outside, on the inside, especially versus the competition on the market. I believe it's going to be the biggest folding phone display-wise in a long time. Also, to go along with it though, it looks like they've done some other things potentially, and you know, we can't write this all in stone because we don't have actual speeds on here, but they tested it for the charging, and it looks like the charging of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold is a little bit slower than last year's version. So be prepared. You might it'll probably end up being equal, probably be about 23 watts. I don't think it'll be anything more than 25 watts of fast charging on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Also, it looks like the battery decreased a little bit here. Pixel Fold last year was 4727. This year it looks like it's 4560, so a slight decrease, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get worse battery life. The processor in the Pixel Fold originally was a Tensor G2. It's going to be a Tensor G4 this year, so you should get better battery life even though you have a smaller battery in there. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, it looks like a great phone. It looks like it's going to be a pretty nice upgrade. Check this out. I thought this was pretty cool. This is the Z Fold 5 on the left, the Z Fold 6 on the right. We spoke about this vapor chamber. You can see it is much increased versus last generation. And then we talked about that, how that's going to help with battery life, prolonged performance. If you're a gamer, your phone won't get as hot as easy on this phone because of the vapor chamber and the overall efficiency of the Galaxy processor inside that's newer with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So nice upgrade here with the cooling system. One UI 7, Ice Universe is saying this is going to be the most changed version in the history of One UI. The icons are redrawn. Hopefully he doesn't mean that's the only thing that's really changed is the icon redrawn. But at the same time, I can't think of many things that would make me want to be changed in One UI 6, but with One UI 7, I mean. One UI 6 is pretty darn good. For me, it's really just getting the speed up to snuff and really in the same ballpark at times versus some of the competition from OnePlus and Google. How about getting a Galaxy Z Fold 6 delivered by drone? I would love this. And I think this is obviously the future of deliveries. I don't know how it can and cannot be, but in a way, getting stuff delivered by drone. This was like on an island somewhere, I guess in South Korea, and the guy gets his Z Fold 6 delivered to him on a drone, and then a guy hands it to him. But still, I thought that was pretty neat to see it. Instead of coming over on a boat, the guy got his flown over on a drone and delivered by hand to him. So it was pretty neat to see that. Let me know in the comments down below what you would want your Galaxy Z Fold 6 to be delivered on or by. Let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to take advantage, pre-orders are still going on. Check them out down below. They will get you some great deals going on with those phones, the Flip 6, the Fold 6, and all the accessories they've announced as well. It is going to be a wild day. And the reason I say that is because today should be the day that Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Flip 6 and other devices that you ordered that were launched with the pre-order, which is linked down below in the first pinned comment and the description of the video, and you can still get these devices at launch, are and should be shipping today. And the reason I say that is, I've mentioned this earlier, if you go to the UPS website, ups.com, and log in with your account, if you don't have an account, create an account. And what you can do is any packages that are coming to your house, you'll be able to go to the tracking tab and see any upcoming packages that have been sent, that are en route and everything in between. And you can even see, like I said, stuff that hasn't even been given tracking numbers to you. In the UPS website, you will see the tracking number and it will allow you to see when that package is going to be delivered. So I know I have a Samsung package supposed to be coming on July 19th. It's July 17th today. It says it's going to be delivered on July 19th, and it says that it's going to have 2-day shipping. Now, if you count 2 days, it should ship today, maybe tomorrow, most likely today though. So you should be getting tracking numbers beginning today if you have a pre-order for the Galaxy Z Fold 6, Flip 6, or one of the accessories that they launched as well. And I would expect them to start hitting probably later this afternoon. If you live on the East Coast, obviously it's going to be pretty soon because I'm doing this video in the early morning of the 17th. So you can bet your bottom dollar that it's most likely going to be, again, I would say sometime between 2 and 6 p.m. wherever you live is when you'll start getting tracking numbers officially from Samsung, not just through the UPS website, but actually from Samsung saying that they shipped it out and that you'll receive it on Friday at the earliest. And mine weighs 1.2 pounds. I kind of went through this. Not sure if my phone will be in there and everything else because 1.2 pounds sounds a little bit light for everything, but I have my fingers crossed that it will be for everything, or at least the Z Fold 6 at the very least. Let me know if you have a tracking number already, if Samsung's reached out to you via text or email giving you a tracking number, or if you only see it on the UPS website. So I want to finish this up though with the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Ultra because of the fact this phone keeps going back and forth. Is it going to be released here or there, where, everywhere, nowhere? delayed, not delayed, and we've got some more information. The information that's coming out is saying that this Galaxy Z Fold 6 Ultra, better known as the W25, is actually what it's end up going to be being called. Right now the model name is Q6A, but it's gonna, where it gets released, which will be Korea and China, it will launch in October. They're gonna have 400 to 500,000 units produced. W25 will be the name, not exciting at all, really boring name actually. And obviously it's just gonna be limited to China and Korea. Kind of what we thought. There's no Ultra name thrown in there. It's not that exciting, especially for someone from another country. We don't know a lot about it. We've heard potentially it's gonna have bigger displays, better cameras. Maybe that's about it. No S Pen support. Not a lot to grip onto. I wouldn't be, I've said it before, I wouldn't be that upset if I was living in a country, which I am, that doesn't get this phone, that I would potentially have to import it to get it. I don't think I'd be bothered, but I'm not bothered by it at all. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, unless, even if this phone has better cameras and a bigger display, things I would want, totally admit it, but to lose the ability to not have all the radios that are connected with my carrier to get the best and fastest signal that I can get, that's a huge letdown. Obviously, the software will be Samsung software, so you'd still get that experience. I know most people probably want the S Pen support, or at least half the people do, even if they don't even use it. But me, I could live without the S Pen support. So let me know how you feel about this. Is this a device you would potentially want to come to America? Do you feel let down that we're just getting the Z Fold 6 and not the W25 or Z Fold 6 Ultra as we call it here in the West? If you haven't pre-ordered yet, you should, because they're still shipping phones out that will arrive before the actual launch date. So take advantage of the Z Fold 6, Flip 6, watches, and all of that. They are great phones, especially the Fold 6. I played with that thing in Best Buy, and I can't wait to get my grubby little hands on it. Mine is shipped, kinda, so I ordered 2 of them. My wife's blue Z Fold 6 shipped. I already got the notification for that, tracking everything from Samsung. And mine, a pink one, which I ordered like a day before my wife's, did not ship just yet, but I do have tracking from it through the UPS website. My accessories haven't shipped yet, so I'll keep my eyes peeled on that one, but my wife's phone definitely shipped, and I think it arrives tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. I looked at it, it said tomorrow, so should have some videos tomorrow on the Z Fold 6. But let's talk about first the Galaxy S10 tablets, Tab S10 tablets, because of the fact that we've heard that they might not use the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 inside, and it looks like it has been confirmed by Ice Universe, saying that he has confirmed that the S10 series, Tab S10, will use the MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus chip. Now, he didn't mention just the S10 or just the S10 Plus. They'll all use it. However, the S10, S10 Plus, S10 Ultra will all use the Dimensity 9300 Plus chip. This is a cost savings measure. 9300 Plus does beat and equal the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, so you're not really losing any performance on it. Kind of makes me wonder, if the Snapdragon processors continually get more expensive, is Samsung even going to push their phones to this processor as well, the MediaTek processors? That remains to be seen, but this is a big get for MediaTek. Generally, they're in, especially in America, they're generally in middle to lower tiered phones, or if they're in a tablet, it's a medium tablet, maybe upper tier, but generally they're not in a lot of flagship phones out here in America. So again, this is a pretty big get for them to get the Tab series from Samsung, especially the S10 series. Next up is all about One UI 7 and how it's kind of copying iOS. So if you thought that the new accessories from Samsung, the Watch Ultra, the new Buds, have been copying the way Apple looks, it looks like they're going to also copy them in software design as well. This tweet comes from Chun saying, as promised, here are so far One UI 7 features Samsung will introduce at SDC 24. You expect One UI 7 to be heavily inspired by iOS 18. So here's the recap from his source, who briefly tried it multiple times. So more rounded icon packs. So the icons are going to be more rounded. Fold 3 type rounded corners and 3D-ish looking icons, sort of like Mac OS, Vision OS icons. This was how my source described, by the way, only translated to English. Quick action on the lock screen is basically iOS copycat. Even the icon change is rounded the same way iOS does. Of course, it can be remapped to any action. Next up will be the new gallery app icon, has white background and rainbow type flower, which is also iOS copycat. Notification panel has changed to 2 pages panel. One panel on the left is the notification only. On the other side is the quick toggles. I know some Chinese companies, oh, he mentions it actually, which is also learned from iOS, but it's also more like Xiaomi HyperOS approach. So when you swipe down on the left, you'll get your notifications at the top. When you swipe down at the top right, you'll get your quick toggles. You can swipe left to right to quickly change notification quick settings pages like Xiaomi. In fact, I think overall it's going to be a direct copy paste from HyperOS. More rounded lock screen widgets, revamped camera UI. All the previous quick camera settings on the top have been moved to the bottom of the camera app alongside with the camera modes, and one single shortcut will expand to the multiple quick camera settings. Now let's talk about this because they're copying, it sounds like Xiaomi, it sounds like they're copying Apple, and it seems like long gone are the days of complete just being Samsung and not Samsung being Apple or Xiaomi or somebody else. And you know, sometimes it is good to copy companies or improve on what they've done and make it better or make it your own. So maybe the look and feel of all this will not feel like an Apple phone or a Xiaomi phone, but it'll feel like a Samsung phone, but in a good way. But it's still just really interesting how when Samsung has changed some of their upper people, that they've started to copy Apple more so than ever. What do you guys think about this? Next up potentially has to do with the Galaxy Z Fold 7, or could be the Z Fold 6 Ultra, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to end up being the Z Fold 7, and it's going to be the thinnest foldable phone ever. And this is a Galaxy S24 Ultra, 7.7 millimeters thick. Now what Samsung wants to do is they want, when the Z Fold 7 is closed, they want it to be as thin as an S24 Ultra, which is a 58% jump in reducing the thickness of the Z Fold 7. They also say that the Z Fold 7 could be thin as this says nanometers, but it's millimeters. When folded, 58% thinner than the Z Fold 6. This would be insane if it gets this thin. But I also look at it as a bigger picture. Okay, so it most likely would be a lot less weight and thinner. But at what cost? You would have to guess that the phone's probably gonna have a bigger display. That would be a positive from this. So you get a bigger display on the Z Fold 7, but you also gotta factor in that the battery might be smaller. Obviously they could spread out the battery, so maybe it won't be, or maybe it'll be a little bit larger. But I think the biggest takeaway is most likely they're gonna use the same cameras again for the 3rd or 4th year that they have on the, the 4, 5, and 6, and they'd probably use it on the 7 as well because they want to keep that thin. I don't think they're going to put ultra type cameras with these big thick lenses on there, especially if they're trying to keep it thin. So sure, thin, lighter sounds better, but at what cost? And the cost could always be making the phone not be as amazing as it possibly could spec-wise on everything else. Let me know your thoughts on this. We've got a bunch of stories. It's a great day for tech news, and it's even a Friday, which is crazy. So the first story today has to do with the Galaxy Tab S10. We thought initially it was going to be released alongside the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Flip 6. That didn't happen. And then we were thinking January of 2025, but it's actually going to be sooner. It looks like it's going to end up being in October of this year. So October 2024 should be the launch and release of the new Galaxy Tab S10 series with the new MediaTek processor inside, which is going to be performing at or above a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. So not all is lost in terms of performance. You're still going to get a very, very good performing processor. The reason Samsung is doing this is because of the price increase of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. this time around. So hopefully Snapdragon can get those prices down a little bit so Samsung can return to that, or maybe we'll just all fall in love with this MediaTek processor, but that remains to be seen. We'll wait to that out, but good news, looking like October for the release. This is pretty interesting. This is basically the Galaxy Buds 3 and 3 Pro. Over in Korea, they've halted the sale of the pre-order. It says, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the customers who have participated in the pre-sale of the Buds 3 and others that took place until July 18th. We deeply apologize for any quality issues you may have encountered with some of the products you purchased during the pre-sale period. If you experienced any inconvenience with the product you purchased, you can visit a nearby service center to receive appropriate procedures such as exchange or refund. We will do our best to thoroughly inspect all processes before the official domestic launch on the 24th to prevent similar incidents from happening again. So I haven't heard from anybody that I know that has had issues with the Buds 3 or 3 Pro, but it looks like Samsung is indicating there is a problem potentially, and they'll try to get that fixed. I don't know if it's going to end up being a hardware fix or a software fix. It sounds like it's probably going to be more of a software fix, but if I hear anything more, I will let you guys know. A lot of people's Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Flip 6 and accessories are out for delivery today. I know one of mine is out for delivery today, so I should have that and have some video content up for you either later today or tomorrow with the Galaxy Z Fold 6. And if you still want to go for the pre-order, they still have all the deals going on where you get up to $1,200 in savings, a year free of their insurance plan, the Samsung Care Plus, and much more. So check it out, link down below in the pinned comment and in the description of the video to take advantage of those offers. Next up, we have the Pixel Fold, or Pixel 9 Pro Fold, I should say. It is official. It is official. It is official. Samsung and Google has put out an official video detailing that this phone will launch on August 13th. That is less than a month away now at this point. It doesn't mean it's going to be released on August 13th. It means they're going to launch it and talk about it. And then I would expect a week probably later, no more than 2 weeks though, they will have this phone in your hand for delivery. And that has to do with the Pixel 9 series as well. The whole 9 series, including the Fold, which will be released and announced August 13th, and again, released a week or two after that. And I think this phone is going to be a big seller for them. I know last year's got up and down reviews. This is a big jump in a lot of ways. It's improved on a few things. It's going to lay flat now. It's not going to be like this when it kind of opens. The cameras are improved. You're getting the best cameras that Google has to offer. You're gonna have the best processor they have to offer, which would be the Tensor G4. You're gonna have 16 gigs of RAM. You're gonna have a good sized battery in there, somewhat fast charging, probably brighter, better displays. Definitely the displays are bigger as well on the outside and the inside. There's a lot of changes on this and stuff to look forward to. So I can't wait to get my hands on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. What do you guys think about the Pixel 9 Pro Fold? Let me know in the comments down below. In this video, I'm going to show you the first things you should change absolutely immediately on your Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So let's get into this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn on swipe down for notification panel. So press and hold on a blank spot, go into settings, and then you're going to see where it says right here, swipe down for notification panel. Turn it on. And all that's going to do is, no matter where you swipe down, it's going to bring up your notification panel. You could go all the way to the top or you go all the way to the bottom. You get these big screens. It makes getting to that a lot easier. The next one, we're going to swipe up to see all of our apps. We're going to hit the 3 dots in the top right. We're going to go to sort. Make sure it's set to alphabetical order. Otherwise, it's in this crazy custom order of how you downloaded your apps and installed them, and it's just all mixed up. It's going to be hard to find your apps, so turn that on. Swipe down again so we can see our quick panel here. Swipe down one more time, and what you're going to do is hit the pencil and make sure that brightness control is set to show always. And the reason that's great is because it's going to be one of the things that you always change. So basically when you swipe down, you're always going to be able to change your brightness panel. As you go down, it shows at the bottom, and otherwise it shows it at the top. Let's go into settings. So to swipe down a couple times, hit the gear in the top right, and you'll be in settings. And you want to go into connections, go into Wi-Fi, hit the three dots, go into advanced settings, and make sure this thing is turned off. Wi-Fi network notifications. I have it turned off. Have it turned off for yourself as well. And the reason being is that's going to be stopping it when you get those notifications of open Wi-Fi. You could be walking around, public place, whatever, and it's going to show it to you. Make sure you have that turned off. You don't want that on because of the fact that you are going to get not only maybe in trouble with connecting to open Wi-Fi, someone could steal your stuff through Wi-Fi if it's an open Wi-Fi network, especially if you don't have a VPN. But anyways, it's just more of an annoyance for me more than anything. Work your way down to sounds and vibration, and you want to go into where it says sound quality and effects. I would change this to Dolby Atmos, and I change it to auto. It's going to automatically switch between the different modes. If you're listening to music or watching a movie or whatever, set it to auto. Make sure it's on. You're going to get much better quality sound on your phone. While you're under sounds and vibration, go into where it says system sounds. I turn all these sounds off. I don't want to hear touch interactions or dialing keypads or Samsung keyboard or charging notification sounds or screen. I turn all of those off. I think they're super annoying. And when you're in here also, you could also just change your ringtones and your notification sounds as well. Just tap on it, find the one you want, and you'd be good to go. Go down to display. This is where you can switch between light and dark mode. I usually use dark mode, but for this video, I'm just using light mode. But you can also go into dark mode settings and turn it on as scheduled. You can set a little schedule for yourself, sunrise to sunset, or do a custom schedule. If I were you, I would always keep it on dark mode, but if you don't like that, then I would just set a schedule for it. That way at night, it's not too bright on your eyes. You have your brightness settings here, so you can control your brightness as well, but you can also do adaptive brightness. If you turn this on or off, if it's on, it's going to automatically adjust the brightness to where you are, depending upon the room you're in or outside or whatever. I keep it at that, but otherwise you could just manually change it here. Turn that off if you were to always manually change that. Motion smoothness, it should already be set, but make sure it's set to adaptive. You're going to get a very smooth display. You're really going to appreciate it. The other part of this I like is screen timeout. Change this to 2 minutes. It's the best. Trust me. Also have this turned on as well. Keep screen on while viewing. You don't want to be not touching, like say you're reading an ebook and it's taking you a while to read that page or a magazine or a website. You don't want the screen to turn off all the time and you have to tap the screen and all that. If this is turned on and it sees your eyes, the camera sees your eyes, it'll keep your screen on. Go down and you want to go down to where it says navigation bar. This is where I like swipe gestures, but if you want the traditional buttons, just tap that and it will put your buttons right here. And you can even go into more options and switch around your back button and recent apps button if you want to. But I love the gestures. I've been using them for a while. And I also have circle to search on. I would recommend that. That's when you press and hold this, for instance, and it allows you to, I haven't even set it up on this phone, but it allows you to do that. And you can just circle something or tap something and it will search for it on your phone. Very, very helpful. I would definitely recommend using that. You can also see swipe inward from the bottom of the corners to open your digital assistant. So if you go like this, it's going to open up your digital assistant. While you're under display, there is touch sensitivity. If you have a screen protector on, turn that on. That's going to increase the sensitivity of your displays so that they'll work better, especially if you have a screen protector on. Next, go into battery, and then you go into where it says your show battery percentage. Turn that on. It's going to show you battery percentage at the top there. If it's off by default, you won't see it, which it is by default. So just turn it on right there. Under display, go into where it says vivid mode, tap on vivid, and then you should have this. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll have advanced settings. Come in here and vividness, turn that all the way over to the right. To me, when I had this phone set up, it was very, very not pleasing to my eye. It was very flat, the color. I want it to be super vibrant, so I turned that all the way over. Work your way down here onto the left, go into security and privacy, and then you're going to tap on biometrics. Set up your face recognition and fingerprints. Couple things about these though. We're going to go into face recognition. I would have, after I have my face added here, I would have stay on lock screen until screen swipe. I would turn that off, meaning when it unlocks with your face, it's going to automatically go to your home screen. I also have these things turned off. Brighten screen, definitely turn off, because at night your screen gets really bright in your eyes if it's dark. and then require open eyes. I would also have that turned off if you're not too concerned with it unlocking with your face, but you could have it on for a little bit more protection. Going back, if you go into fingerprints, under fingerprints, you're going to see fingerprint always on. Have that on the cover and main screen, meaning that every time you touch that fingerprint, it's always on. It's always going to unlock your phone. If your phone is locked or turned off, it is a awesome thing. Otherwise, if it's not turned on all the time, you have to double tap your screen or turn your screen on, press the power button, and then it will start working. I always have it on, so I'd recommend having it turned on. All right, next up, you want to go to advanced features, go into labs, multi-window for all apps. Turn that on. That'll allow you to multitask. So run 2 or 3 or multiple windows on this at the same time. Instagram is a culprit that doesn't allow you to do multi-app. But if you turn this on, it will allow you. So turn that on. Taking a step back, going back into advanced features, side button, quick launch camera, so that when you double press your power button, it automatically goes into your camera. And then also pressing and holding the power button will go into power off menu. Change it, make it the same as mine. You'll appreciate it a lot more. Back in advanced features, you're gonna go to motions and gestures. I like basically all of these things on. When your phone's on the ground and you pick it up, the screen will turn on, or if you double tap on the home screen, it will turn the screen on, or on the lock screen, it will turn it on, I should say. Double tap the screen, turn the screen off, will work. I don't know if it works on this part. Definitely works on this. If you double tap it here. Yep, there you go. Otherwise, there's a couple other things in here that you might like. So palm swipe to do a screen capture. Mute with gestures. You can mute incoming calls and alarms by just putting your hand over the screen, or alert when your phone is picked up. Your phone will vibrate when you pick it up after missing a call. So some cool stuff in there with that. Next, go all the way down. Go into software update, download and install. Just check to see if you have an update. You definitely do that. You probably don't, but you never know, especially if you get in this phone a few months down the road. Next, go home, open up your camera app, go into video, change this, make it UHD 30 or 60. You're going to get better video. It's a no-brainer. You want to get better video. While you're in the camera, go into the gear right here. And a couple things you want to change here. You want to do the shooting methods. I like this. I do voice commands. I'll say like cheese or capture or whatever when I have my camera open, or record, and it will start doing it. That way I don't have to press the button, especially if I'm far away, or show my palm. If I do show my palm to my phone, it will automatically take a photo or start the video. Shutter sound, turn that off. That means like it's not going to make a choo-choo, the fake camera sound when you take a video, or photo, I should say. All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks with the S Pen for the Galaxy Z Fold 6. If you want to pick up the S Pen, this is the older version of the S Pen, but if you want to pick up the newer version of the S Pen, I'll link it down below, specifically built for Galaxy Z Folds. It's a little bit thinner than this one, and I believe it's a little bit shorter as well. And then if you want to pick up the Z Fold 6, definitely recommend it. It's an awesome phone. So the first thing you can do with this is you can navigate with this. So if you like to do accurate pointing and not have to get your screen dirtied up, you have that ability. And this does a great job at it. You can see anything I can do with my finger, I can pretty much do with this. If I want to highlight text, I can do that. You see, I can drag, and then you can share it, save it, whatever you want. You can even do that with a photo as well. If there was a photo in here you wanted to save, just press and hold on it and it will do that. So navigating is totally doable. You can use the back button if you want to go back by swiping over. So it does everything basically you'd want that your phone could do. Otherwise, just tap on the screen. You'll see this little thing over here, and you can move this wherever you pretty much want. I like to keep it kind of over here. I guess I'm a lefty. I should probably put it over here. So I'll put it over here, tap on it, and I can create a note. And if you love creating notes, you have that option to do so. So, maybe I like creating lists, or I want to write my next great novel. I want to handwrite it. You can do that with it on here. So, maybe I'm going to start signing my name here. And then I'll write it. And then I'll ask a question. So, you're taking notes, you're writing things down. You can do that with this. And then within the Notes app, you can tap this and I can format it, I can summarize it, translate it, sketch to image. And what you can do with that automatically is if I go to auto format and I want to do headlines and bullets, I can do that, and it's going to generate text layout for me. So there you go. It kind of, you can't read cursive, I guess, but it typed out what I wanted here, and then I can save that if I want. But it's kind of cool. You can summarize what you write. Next one, we're going to go into the gallery app. We'll switch out of those lines right there, and I'm going to just go into my dog here, and I can hit this little AI button up here, and it looks at her image. And maybe I want to give her, or maybe I want to put something on here. Maybe I want to put a cube of some sort. So I'll draw a cube. And when I do that cube, actually we deselect that. I'm going to sketch to image. I'm going to draw a little cube here. And let's see if it puts a cube next to her. But you can use this with your finger, but I wanted to show you that you can use the S Pen for better accuracy. Generate. Let it do its thing right here. Transforming sketch into substance. It's going to take a couple seconds there. Well, it put a chair, but regardless, it did put something in there, and I drew that with my pen. So if you want to draw within your images in the gallery app, you can do that. All right, next one. Let's tap on this, and then we're going to go into Smart Select. Now, Smart Select is going to let you choose something. Like, say I want to choose like this Gaming Hub app. Now it'll select it, and if I want, because it's only going to select those things, I can add that to a note or copy it or paste it. I can, let's do something, let's get something out of here. We'll go into like a website or something. So we'll click on this Prime thing. All right, here's good. So we'll tap this, we'll go into Smart Select. It's going to look at the site or the page that I'm looking at, and I'm going to tap this ice cream, and I'm like, I can sketch to image that. I mean, I can add something to that. I can translate it, or I can share it or do something like that. You can also tap that and add it to a note, so I can put it into a note like I just did, and it took the text out of it. So there's a bunch of things you could do with that Smart Select. It just depends what you want to do. But again, you can see it's really simple to choose what you want. Next one is ScreenWrite. This is cool because they just had Joe Biden just dropped out of the race. Maybe I want to show this and be like, OMG. And when I'm done, I can continue. I can click on this, or add something in. Maybe I want to do something yellow. Put like a, oh my God, I don't even know how to draw oh my God face. Maybe like something like that. And then when I'm done, I can erase maybe what I did or put it back. I can share it. I can save it. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty cool that you can do that with anything that you see on the screen. Sketch to image. This is probably one of the most fun things to do. It's kind of what I kind of just showed you a moment ago with the picture, but you can actually do it on a blank canvas. So I'll show you that real quick. What we're going to do here, we're going to hit start, and I can just draw something. So maybe I drew a snowman in Best Buy one time. I'm really, really bad at drawing. Maybe I want to draw let's try to draw a pizza. We'll see if it knows that I'm drawing a pizza. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to put all the pieces right here, and then I'm going to put some pepperonis. Let's see if it gets all this. I can make it a watercolor or illustration or sketch or pop art or 3D cartoon. I'm going to make it an illustration, and then we're going to hit generate. Now, watch. It's pretty cool. This is one of the cool things about having an S Pen on here, is if you're really good at artistry, there it goes. Made a pizza for me. Pepperoni pizza, deluxe pizza, meat pizza. Pretty neat, and you can save these if you want, share them, and do all that. Next one up is Pen Up. This one's really, really cool. This one allows you to color or draw, and it's all built in. You have all these different categories. It'll save your artwork. You can see your drafts that you're working on. You can look at your images if you have an image in there, but we'll just choose this one, for instance. I'm going to start coloring this one. I can choose my different brushes here. Maybe I want that, and I want to start off with blue. Oh, it's terrible coloring, but just to give you the look at what is possible on here. You can do this, and it's just cool. It's a relaxing thing. Kids like it, adults like it. It depends what it is. If you want to draw, you can draw on here. It's a very full-featured app. Magnify, this one is really neat. So I can change it from 300% all the way up down to 150%. Basically, I'll keep it at 300. It allows you, I'm not putting my pen on the screen. I am right up on it, and I'm allowed to just kind of wave my wand over the screen and see what I'm looking at. Maybe I want to see something a little bit better because my eyesight's not good, or I really want to hone in on what's there. Like I'm like, oh, that's Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia ice cream, or the green grapes, or I want to read some text better. I come over here and do that, and like, oh, what does this say? Oh, that's what it says. I can do it over this in a video or a picture or text. Very, very helpful. And if you want to bring your S Pen up, if you don't see this little, pencil icon, all you gotta do is tap on the screen a couple times and it'll show up. We have Translate. This one's really cool. I'm gonna translate from English to Spanish Mexican. If you want, you can change it to something else. But all you gotta do, it's very simple. Just go to where you want, hold your pen over the text, and it'll translate it for you, and you can see it. You're like, oh, that's what it says. All right, I understand that. I think you can do it over images. Let me just check, see if it does it. It actually does. There you go. That's an image, and it's translating it for me. So text or photos, it will translate what you see, especially if it's in another language and you're having trouble reading it. It makes your life a lot easier. Write on calendar. This is a really neat one. I already did it, but basically you can just write literally on your calendar. I'm going to erase this, and I'm like, yeah, I want to write this on here. I'm going to put day off, and I can save it. I'm like, I want to save that now. Now it's on my day off. So I look at my calendar, it'll show day off because I hand wrote it. You don't have to do it with typing. You can do it right with your S Pen. So there's a lot of really cool, amazing things you can do with your S Pen on your Galaxy Z Fold 6. I'd recommend getting one, especially if you get a case that can hold it. This case will hold the new S Pens that I'll link down below, and definitely grab yourself a Z Fold 6. You're going to absolutely love it. It's an awesome, awesome phone. Really cool upgrade overall. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.